No, I'm not going to give up, as if that was ever in doubt. So we have to start the fight over, unfortunately. But like I said, I have a quick way of dealing damage to him. We're going to cure him, and we'll just go from there. I'll do it once to kind of get back to where I was, damage-wise. Unfortunately, a lot of this has to do with luck. I kind of got unlucky there. There's been a few bosses that are built that way. Yeah, that's the trick. 15,000 damage! Seriously, that's a ton! And then we'll go for Flare and White after that. You definitely don't have to do that. I'm just doing it to try to speed the fight up a little bit. But yeah, once he starts getting into Mega White, and another attack that he has is Mega Flare, then things can really start working against you very quickly, especially with the Silver Web, and he also has an attack that's Gold Web. If that does not work in your favor, there's not much you can do. You know, what else could I have done at that point? He goes for Mirror Sword. There's lots of different attacks that he can do from this point, but really he goes by turns as to what he morphs into. Alright, so now we're back to the spider stage. That's why I went for Cure, to make that go quickly. Let's go for Flare, let's go for White. I have a ton of seeds. Please hit Fry. Damn it. Gold Web will petrify your party member. Fry is strong against that, which is why I was hoping for it to land on him, but it did not happen. Here comes Mega Flare. It does a lot of damage, even if you're strong against it, which, let's face it, you're going to be, unless you skip like the only really useful items in the game, which are the red treasure chests. That's going to happen. Alright, let's go for Flare. Let's go for Mega White. We're going to do a round of healing then. Another round of healing. I probably should have healed with Phoebe that turn, but either way, we're going to go for Cure. And more Cure. Mega White coming in. And that does us in again. This guy's not easy. It's not easy. That's why they allow you to do this kind of stuff. Once again, we'll go for... No. We'll go for a Cure on him, and then we'll start doing kind of the normal things here. And we'll try to get him back down to Spider stage. Iron Nail to start. Defense down. We do want to actually fix that. That we actually want to fix. So he's going to get back to his Gilgamesh stage. We haven't even gotten to his final form yet, really. But like I said, if you really want to win, just cure your way to victory. It works surprisingly well. I don't know why, but it does. You need to use a refresher on yourself. That's one that I do want to fix. Her defense is kind of important, even though he starts going for more magic-based stuff. We do want to fix that. All right, go for Flare. Phoebe, go ahead and cure yourself. He goes for Fire Sword. Don't hit Phoebe. Like, apparently I'm not playing this one very smart, but he's tough, man. There's not much I can do to get around it. There are very few options that I have here. All right, he's back to Spider stage. Let's go for a life. He goes for Silver Web. Fry should be immune to everything that will do. Poison and Confusion still does a ton of damage. And we'll start playing it a little bit safer here. We'll go for Flare, and we'll just have Phoebe start curing immediately. Every turn. Strong against it, still does a lot of damage though. We'll just have Phoebe cure every time here. I don't want to do this again. I don't want to go through all these different stages. Let's go for Flare. Let's go for Cure. Phoebe's probably... Oh, Spider Kids! That's one of his most powerful attacks. I know it doesn't necessarily look like it, but damn, that does 700 damage. That is not nothing, you know? That is not nothing. Let's go for more Flare. Let's go for more Cure. Just keep doing as much damage as possible. Mega White coming in. That does more damage on... No, it did more damage on Phoebe. It did more on her. All right, he's back up. It's more important that Fry be at max HP than Phoebe. If you have to choose one or the other, please hit Fry. Thank you. But really, you're going to want everybody at max kind of constantly here. Is that enough to get you to the next stage? Not quite. No, he's still got more left in him. He does have a ton of HP. But really, we should be getting close to the next stage here, which would be great because I'm sick of these webs. Luckily, we already have Fry being cured here. Go Flare. Go White. Spider Kids! There was no way for me to try to guess who he was going to hit there, so I just went for White. And we do get to his next stage! He's more like a Gorgon head now. He's like full of snakes. Alright, more Flare. I only got one left before I have to use a seed. It'll be the first seed that I use. Go Flare! Mega Flare coming in, that only hits one person, which is always nice. It doesn't do really all that much damage. He's apparently unaware that I'm going to... that's right. I'm going to have partial immunity to that by this point. Mega Flare coming in again, hits Phoebe. Is strong against it. But we'll get everything going for flares again pretty soon here. Okay, more Flare, and you still heal yourself. Go Flare! Silver Web still coming in, unfortunately. I thought it was done when you got to the snake stage, but apparently I was wrong. Keep on going for the cure! We need that to work like you wouldn't believe. Go Flare! Go Cure! Laser coming in! It does a lot of damage, the laser. That is his most powerful attack. I believe it only happens in this stage, but he's glowing red! And down goes the Dark King! Sorry I wasn't able to get that done the first time, or the second time. Yes, we defeated the Dark King! At last, it's all over! Disguised as a human, I, the Crystal of Light, had guided you. Evil can't thrive if you keep hope alive. Use your courage and respect your world. A bright future awaits you now. Go and enjoy all the world has to offer. Thank you. And off we go because we have beaten Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. A very interesting game, I would say, as we go explore the world. We're gonna go visit Otto. Apparently, I have no control over this, for the record. How you doing, Otto? Fry, you say the Dark King was the problem, and you beat him? But of course. Say, what's become of Ruben and Captain Mac? They're fine. They've already headed home. They didn't bother saying goodbye to you or anything. Great. Sometime I'll drop by and say hi. That's not gonna happen. They barely helped. Captain Mac wasn't even a party member. How you doing, Kaylee? You're safe. What are you going to do now? That's a good question. What are we going to do now? Hey, maybe you can answer that. Mac, how about lending me that ship permanently? Can I just have it? I need a little more adventure in my life. A little more adventure. We just saved the world. We defeated a freaking Dark King Spider Snake Gilgamesh thing, but no, I need more adventure in my life. Don't worry, Kaylee. All right, but let me see if it's still seaworthy after that short voyage you took. Don't forget your cap again. And now we have Warp to Aquaria. It's always nice that they don't make me go through the world map. And we go to Spencer's place. which apparently has been rebuilt. Spencer, you still digging? Yep, all because of you guys. Anybody seen Tristram? That jerk, he's gone treasure hunting again. Well, tell him I said hi. Freaking Tristram. And we go back to Fireburg. Forgot what the name of the guy was around here. Is it Tristram? Hey, they're still playing Johnny Be Good. How's it going? Ruben, couldn't be better. Why don't we hang out in this town? No way! I'm off for more adventure in Captain Mac's ship. At least let me see you off. Nope, I'm off. Screw you. And your cheesy cover music. The ship's better than new. Hey, look, it's everybody that has partially helped us throughout our journey. Thanks, Mac. 3 cheers for Captain Fry. Wait until you see my next invention. Can you come over again? Have a good trip. Do it up while you're young. I think I've had all the adventure I can stand. How about taking me along? You'll need an expert treasure hunter. You don't know what you're saying, Grandpa. Tristram, for the record, still not here. You'll be back in no time. See the world for me. Like, write down intensely detailed descriptions. We're going to miss you. Can I get a kiss? I'm going to miss you too. Farewell. I'm off. They almost wanted to come along, but I said no. So I'm gonna man the ship by myself. And the 2 shops, maybe. Oh, wow. Look at that. We get some nice parallax scrolling. Is that mode 7? It might be. What? Oh, that's Tristram. What are you doing here? I can't resist it when I hear about an adventure. I'm going to keep an eye on you, kid. That's Fry, you nut. And off we go sailing, because that is the end of Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Now, this is an interesting game for me. It's one with a storied history, and one that a lot of Final Fantasy fans and RPG fans in general kind of write off. The phrase that I hear all the time, and I've heard it a couple times while doing the Let's Play, oh, isn't that the dumbed down Final Fantasy? And I think that's the wrong way to look at it. Hey, Woolsey's in this one. The game is designed as an entry-level RPG to bring in a larger audience than RPGs normally got. It is... Well, it was released in America first, and then it was released in Europe, and in fact, it was one of the first Final Fantasies released in Europe, I believe, along with Final Fantasy Adventure. They were released on the same day, and those were the first Final Fantasies ever released in Europe, and then it was later released in Japan, and it was just called Final Fantasy USA because, well, it was released here. People tend to think then that the Japanese were kind of looking down on the American audience as a result, that the game, with its more basic gameplay and simplified story, was kind of an insult for the American audience that could not understand a full-fledged RPG like Final Fantasy IV, which came out a year earlier in America. But that's not really the right way to look at it. It's a game that has a lot of charm, if you ask me. It's not by any means a bad game, especially for the time. The game is pretty good. It's not as good as the main series, but really none of the spin-offs of the Final Fantasy franchise are. It was a game that was designed for young Americans. It was designed for American children. So it does have a different feel to it. It has much more of a Legend of Zelda feel to it, if you ask me, and that's what I think they were going for, to bring the Legend of Zelda audience into the Final Fantasy franchise. And I've talked about this too much. Honestly, I think it's a good game. It's not a great game. It's one that a lot of people tend to overlook because it's not as good as its numbered counterparts, but it's definitely worth your time if you are interested in what, Final Fantasy was for an American audience for a while. This was a few people's first Final Fantasy game. And I think it deserves a little bit more credit than it normally gets. But I've harped on that enough. Let's talk about it kind of objectively. The sound, the music in this game, I think is fantastic. The battle system is pretty basic, but for the time, I would say it was acceptable. Granted, Final Fantasy IV had already come out, but Final Fantasy IV was groundbreaking. Let's compare it to something else like, let's say, Secret of Mana, or the Seventh Saga, where I would say it's much more comparable with those type of battle systems, even though Secret of Mana, had more of an action-oriented. But, overall, it's not that much worse or more basic than what was kind of going around at the time. The difficulty is surprisingly high. This is one of the few Final Fantasies where I kind of die a lot. It just happens. There will be times when I get into a random fight and oops, bad luck for me. They petrified Frye, and then the next turn they got the first turn and petrified my partner. That's the end of that. There's not much I can do for that. It reminds me of the Seventh Saga in that way, but without the grinding. The Battlefield's not a big fan. The side quests, well, there were no real side quests, but I mean like the towns and the battlefields and getting the chests, ultimately a little too forgiving for me. The battlefields, the chance to go back and heal after every battle was a little much. The respawning treasure chests were a bit much. But overall, charming game. And it's a game that I feel that a lot of people just kind of dismiss, and I wanted to show it off as best as I could. And I hope that I have done that, because that is going to do it for this Let's Play of Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. I have been Baller Scuba. I've been joined, as always, by Captain Frye. Hope you guys have enjoyed this entire Let's Play. Hope you laughed. Hope you learned. Hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching.